So right now we're here inside this activity underscore main.xml file, which you can see is the one selected in this tab. And also we are in the design mode of it. If you can see these two tabs, the one selected is the design one. And at this moment we want to make sure that we only use the screen of the phone, so this part, and also this list. So the list of elements and also the screen of the phone. So the rest of the things that we have on the screen, we can get rid of them for now. So that's why I'm just gonna go and close this project view because I don't want to open some new files. And I can open it again if I want to click on it again, but for now I'm just gonna keep it closed. Same thing I'm gonna do for this Android monitor. I'm just gonna go right here and close it as I click on it. And finally we have this component tree, which you can see on the right side of the screen. And as you go a bit to the right, you can see that there is a button that says hide. So it's just this one over here, and I'm gonna click on that as well. And so right now we have only the screen of the phone and this list of all kinds of elements and things that we can drag and drop on the screen. And also I'm gonna just zoom in a bit, so I'm gonna use this reset zoom to 100%, and that's okay for now. And also, as you can see, we have a couple of things by default on the screen, and that is this hello world text. So that's something that we want to get rid of, and I'm just going to click on it and then delete. So right now it seems that we don't have anything, but if you go in this text mode, so if I'm just switching back to the text mode, then you can see that we have by default this relative layout, and we want to have a table layout, as I said in the beginning of this video. And so I'm just gonna go and rename this from relative layout to a table layout. If you want, you can also drag and drop a table layout from that list, but the problem is that you would have two layouts at that moment, and you have to get rid of this relative layout as well. So I'm just gonna go right now and I'm gonna type in table, and we have table layout. And as you can see, it was changed also in this opening tag and also in the closing tag. And right now we have a couple of things that we don't really need, and those are, for example, this tools context and also the paddings, and also this XML namespace for the tools. We're not going to use this, so I'm just going to go and delete them. They're not essential for our application, and so that's why I just want to make the code as easy as possible, so that we just want to have the attributes that we need. And so at this moment we have just this table layout with a namespace, and we should keep this right here. And then we have the width and the height, which are set to match parent. So that's what we have for this table layout at this moment. And we're gonna go right now in the design mode right here, and we can start and drag and drop things on the screen because we have everything organized as it would be in a table. So we have rows and columns, and I'm gonna show you in a moment how it works. First of all, I'm just gonna zoom a couple more times so that we can see better the tables. So right now it should be okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna go and drag and drop a couple of things on the screen. What we need right now is first of all a title. I'm not gonna use this action bar. I just want to create a new text view that displays the title, and it should be centered. So I'm gonna take a plain text view from the widgets folder, and as I click on it, I can go and position it on the screen. Now I can go right here and position it in the row 0 column 11, but that wouldn't be a good practice. It would be good to just start from the beginning, from row 0 and column 0, just right there at the border of the screen. And I'm just going to position my text over there. Later on we can just make the text positioned on the center of the row, and we're going to see this later on, but for now I'm just going to put them right here. So I have a new text, as you can see right now. And then as I have this one right here, this will be the title. We also need a new plain text view to display the word that is going to be guessed by the user of this application. So I'm going to take a new plain text view, and I'm going to position it just right here where it says row 1 column 0, and that is just below this text view that I just previously added. And keep in mind that the counting of the rows and columns starts from 0, 0, as you already observed. And so at this moment, as we have the text for the title and also the text for the word that's going to be guessed by the user, we still need to add a couple more things. We need to get an input field in order to make the user able to input one letter in order to guess the word letter by letter. And so I'm going to use an edit text. So as you can see, we have these text fields. That's the folder. As we scroll down, we have this text fields. That's the folder that we're going to be using, and from these text fields we can get input of different kinds of types. We can have plain text, person's name, phone, postal address, and multiple others. And I'm just going to use this plain text because we're just going to go and type in a letter, and so I'm going to use this plain text, and I will position it at row 2 column 0 just below the two text views that we just added. So I'm going to put it over there, and as you can see, that's an input field that we have. And just right now I'm going to just add a couple more things. I'm going to add a text view to display the letters that were used by the user at this moment. So let's say the user uses for example A, R, D for the letters. Then we just have to display those letters on the screen so that we inform the user that those letters were already used, so the user should not use them again. So I'm just gonna go and add a new text, just a new plain text view, and for that I'm gonna go a bit up. So I go to the widgets folder, and there we have this plain text view, and I'm gonna take it and put it just right here in row 3 column 0, and that's for the letters that will be the letters that the user already tried. And finally we're gonna have a plain text view, so another one, in order to display just how many tries the user has left. And I'm just gonna place it below in row 4 column 0. And so right now we have almost everything set up, and we also need a button to reset the game when it is finished. So I'm gonna go and add this button, and you can see that it is just from this widgets folder as well. And so I'm gonna put it just right here below those that we had, and we have right now the graphical user interface.